Will Russia help India if China starts a war? And what's the probability of India defeating China? Vidish says, if there's a war between India and China or India Pakistan, will the Russians support us by any means? Vansh says, can the Chinese also do the same to us? What Russia is doing with Ukraine? As China supposedly has entered parts of Arunachal Pradesh, can China do the same with us? So, in the current scenario, in the current situation, the Russians are in no position to help India if there is a conflict between India and China. They are not in a position to do that. They are not strong enough to do that. They need the support of the Chinese, especially the financial support. They are trying to create a different global order. So the world is becoming more and more bipolar right now. So they are trying to create a different system, and they're trying to break free of the American system. So the Russians and the Chinese need each other's support. So if there is a war between India and China, the Russians are not in a position to help India. The question also is that, can the Chinese do the same to us, what Russia is doing with Ukraine? So is India prepared for this eventuality of a short, sharp 1962 like war with China? I believe India is very well prepared for that. I think it would be really foolish for the Chinese to believe that they can indulge in some sort of misadventure with India. If they were to do it, they would most likely aim for the Siliguri corridor, the chicken's neck, which connects the far east of India, which we call the northeast, with the so-called mainland of India. So the Chinese may try to aim for that and try to cut that off. So can the Chinese succeed in that? I think it would be really stupid of the Chinese to try such a thing, because I think India is really well prepared. If the Chinese do that, India can take the fight into Chinese occupied Tibet territory. India can take out all the Chinese military bases. We have the missiles that can do it. Our missiles are more or less unstoppable, and we can fire salvos of missiles. We can even send our fighter aircraft, and we have an advantage when it comes to the air force, because the Chinese air force in Tibet is the planes are stationed at a very high altitude, which means they can carry less fuel and less weaponry, whereas our planes can carry much more weaponry and much more fuel. So we have a significant advantage there, and I think India would anticipate this sort of potential misadventure for the Chinese. So I think India is very well prepared. I don't think the Chinese would succeed if they try this. They may end up losing more than they would gain, right? And it could end up essentially humiliating the Chinese leadership, which would be a disaster in China. The Chinese don't tolerate humiliation. Humiliation in a military encounter inevitably leads to regime change in China. So I think it would be playing with fire if the Chinese try that. I think India is very well prepared, and of course we have certain red lines the Chinese will not even dare to cross, because we have the ultimate weapon also. So I think India is reasonably well prepared, but we must never be complacent. We have to be well prepared at all times, especially now when things are changing really fast.